Hey guys, what's up? It's Sean, Autotopia LA. We're back today with my friend TJ Russell. TJ, if you haven't seen it before, I highly recommend you guys go back, look at a couple of old episodes. The Baja 911, I mean, absurdly over the top. So this one relates to the Baja, and yet it's much more obtainable, subdued, not as radical. I'm trying to find words that, because this is still radical.
Yeah, there's, I've kind of struggled to find the right phrase or the right words to call it without belittling it, because it still is full race suspension underneath. Right. But when you compare it to the Baja 911, it obviously has, that thing was kind of the upper level of what could be accomplished with an off-road 911. So, you know, not everybody needs a car, a 911 that can go 65 miles an hour through 3-foot whoops. Right. In fact, there's probably only a handful of us in the world. So from a business perspective, you know, it's awesome and it's unique, and it was the greatest marketing campaign or vehicle that we could have for a business. Yeah. But this thing is more obtainable. More daily drivable, less invasive as far as fabrication goes. So I think this is everything that I dreamt of, kind of building the 911 to make it obtainable, make it driver friendly, make it affordable. Right. And,
so this is really, the intent of this car is really the ability to, if you're just going to cruise down the street, it's going to be a fairly comfortable driving car. Obviously looks pretty radical, you know. Yep. But then you actually do have the ability to go from the pavement straight to the dirt and have a very capable, enjoyable dirt running vehicle.
That's right. And you know, we're labeling this the Safari Sportsman, and that word Sportsman kind of relates to what you're talking about. It's more of a gentleman's off-road 911, so to speak. You hop in this, and it's still 90s 911. Like you've got the original black leather inside, the sport seats. The classic nav radio. So the whole idea with these is to not get rid of the feeling of your 90s 911.
So you said 90s Porsche. What? It's a 964, right?
91 964. So now we've got steel lower arms. We make our own 70-75 billet uprights. We swap out basically everything from the pivots outward. It's all new suspension components. And why we do that is we're not just lifting a car, but when you lift a 911, you change all the geometry of a car for the worst. Right. So all the roll centers change, all your scrub. Makes a horrible handling car, right? Now these cars are great handling. So 70-75 billet uprights, we fix all the geometry, we quicken the steering, everything's stronger, bigger unit bearings, brake hats, brake rotors. It uses factory calipers, which is kind of cool. Adjustable camber plates and mounts and everything up front. Same with the rear suspension. So this guy was a surfer. He wanted to be able to haul a surfboard along with the spare tires. So we got surfboard holders up top. So it's kind of, we have a base package, a base kit for people to choose from, and then let me know what you want.
And then these, all your lighting up here, this is all stuff you can buy, right?
Yep. So turbo ducts with the Baja Designs lights integrated. This is something we offer now. It's kind of cool. These are carbon covers that we make that specifically fit over the Baja Designs lights. And then the 911 headlights. These guys make a killer projector beam in the headlights. So these are an option as well. This customer, you know, doing all his research before he came to us, loved the idea of the jack and the recovery ramps and the spare tire and all this. Things I like to do, I like to keep things clean, tucked away and nice and tidy. So yeah, I was like, well, we got a strut brace in the front. These ramps, can they go up top? Probably. But let's keep this thing to where when you're driving around town.
So tidy, dude.
Yeah,
it's so clean.
So little bracket here, kind of holds the ramps in place. You've got your toe strap for just recovery. You get stuck in the sand or the mud, you just throw them underneath.
Dude, that's just so cool.
Kind of a common thing to have.
And then what's this, a toe strap?
Yeah, just toe strap, kind of sits nice and tight in there. You know, why let it flop around somewhere else? The jack bolts right in there, big scissor jack. No need for a crazy fancy pneumatic guy, because these are actually kind of hard to lift up. They've got jacking points under the car already that you they're actually useful.
Kind of need to use
so those. That jack's good. Little air compressor, just some little subtle things, nothing too crazy. But packaged well to where you can still have a full toolkit.
Totally.
Down, and everything's kind of solid and tucked away.
These wheels are proprietary to you?
Yeah, so we teamed up with, you know, during the whole process of the Baja 911 build, I wanted to offer a custom wheel. Yeah. I love the Fuchs look. You know, if there's one industry of car culture people that are so stuck with the original DNA and like what all was involved as Porsche people, right?
Big time.
So the Fuchs, iconic wheel, but I'm building an off-road rally car. So let's mix like Euro turbo rally wheels with like a Fuchs. So this is kind of what we came up with. This is called the Baja 1, but we partnered up with Rotiform.
What size tires are these?
These are about 28 and a halves.
Okay.
When you break it down. So it's about as big as you can fit in this wheel well. And with the suspension, we actually stretch the wheelbase.
Oh, you do?
So I pull the wheels back an inch, pull the front wheels forward an inch. That allows clearance between your firewall. Allows you to run.
Helps with handling
actually,
a little
that's
bit too,
probably the only way you can fit this big a tire and have the 8 inches of travel in it.
So I briefly looked at your interior, and it really is, I mean, there's a few subtle changes here, but there's a Momo wheel. You've done considerable amount back here. This is very much, I mean, I'm sure when you're sitting in here, you're like, oh yeah, I'm in a Porsche.
A lot of these cars have really good interior still. You know, the idea with some stuff is to not let it snowball into a $250,000 project, and you know, you start from front to back and you start redoing everything.
Yeah.
Keep what you have there that you don't need to replace. This car had really nice sport seats, not a cut in them, not a crack, so let's keep them. And then this was one of our other options we came up with. The back seat in these are worthless. You know, Porsche put seats in the back for insurance purposes.
100%.
Because you could register it as a four-seat
car.
That's
that's all.
They're absolutely worthless. So especially when you put a safety hoop back there. So we decided to make a storage box, kind of wrap it in factory leather to make it look like it was a factory option.
This is all just, this pops open. Wow, it really does look like a friggin' smaller version of a back seat.
Yeah. So good place to store. You know, like I said before, a little sports car, you're limited on storage. Packaging is everything. So you can put this guy surfs, so we can put all his wetsuit. I've actually got a hanging net that goes in here so he can hang his wetsuit when he gets done. So everything's kind of bespoke to whatever that customer wants.
Awesome, man. Let's go drive this thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Definitely gets up and go. It's so, Porsche horsepower is really a funny one to me. Like, somehow 200 Porsche horsepower can equal 300, 400 muscle car horsepower.
Well, half the weight, half the size, better aerodynamics, better braking, known for cornering. So yeah, you know, these were never horsepower war winners. You were never. It was a sports car. It was a track car. Best braking, handling.
So what were you saying price point?
So
you're starting at about 90 grand for a donor car, correct?
Donor cars have gone up 3x in the last 5-6 years. Base package, base kit, body, suspension, wheels, everything you need to run and drive is $130K, and that's installed, painted.
So you're looking at around, to get the donor car and your whole, it's funny to even call it a base package because it's so radical, but your base package, you're around 200 grand then, something like that.
You know, and these aren't cheap to build. We're not in the Jeep market or like light truck market, you know. It's a $90,000 car to start with, so the customer, the clientele base isn't necessarily on a budget, but they have a cap that they want to see under, and from all the inquiries and all the customers I've talked to, about 300K is about market value for a really well prepped Safari 911. Just a little old 911.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Car feels friggin' great on the road, dude.
Oh boy, it went all the way around.
yeah, that's one way to make a U-turn, isn't it? It is kind of designed to do
It's
that,
kind
isn't
of
it?
built to do that thing, exactly.
Here we go. I think that one will work.
You gotta, yeah, you really gotta get her slick.
Uh-oh, here we go again.
Oh, who do you got there?
Leno.
Mr. Leno. Mr. Leno. Let's go mess with Mr. Leno.
I think we need to. See if he'll give us a wave because he's shooting.
Beautiful.
Definitely a badass car, man. TJ just gets it, and he's really, really pressing the envelope of what can be done with a 911 to make it streetable, yet ready to go out to the dirt and have some fun. Really, really cool. Just had a blast in this episode. Hope you guys had fun hanging and watching, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, man. Later.